Hey guys, this is Jocelyn from Fantasia Elegance. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this pair of very cute Celtic cross earrings. And these are very simple to make, so let's go ahead and jump right in. To make these earrings, you're going to need round nose pliers, chain nose pliers, pair of flush cutters. For the wire, you're going to want 20 gauge wire. I'll be using silver filled from Rio Grande, if you're curious. You'll also be wanting some 4mm beads. I will be using 4mm Swarovski bicones in the color denim blue. And of course you'll also be wanting a pair of ear wires. You can use whatever you like. I will be using French hooks. So let's go ahead and get started here. The first thing you're going to want to do is cut some lengths of wire. You're going to want 2 lengths of 4 inches each. Again, this is 20 gauge wire. And this is really the minimum length you need. If you want to have some extra leeway, I would recommend doing probably at least 4.5, but I like to not waste wire. So 4.5 for you guys, but 4 inches once you get it down pat. So the first thing we're going to do is take one of our lengths of 4 to 4.5 inch wire and our round nose pliers, and you're going to find approximately the middle of this. You can move off slightly to one side of the middle, and I'm going to go about halfway up my round nose pliers here, and then we're just going to make a U-turn. Quite simple. And you want this distance across the width here to be about 1/2 centimeter, if I can get the camera to focus. So I'm just going to close this up a little bit more snugly. And once you have that width about 1/2 centimeter, you want these two ends to be going more parallel with each other. And I did go ahead and already make up one of these earrings so that we could have something to reference as we went along. I always feel like it's easier to explain what we're doing with each step if you can see the finished product here. So what we're doing right now is just making the bottom portion of the cross right here. And of course, once you do have your first one made, you want to match the second to it and make sure you're making it the same size so they match and everything. So we have our U-turn and our two ends going roughly parallel. And you want to go up about 1/2 inch from that U-turn. And then we're going to cross the wires over each other. So I'm going to take this one, the gentle curve off to the left, and this one, the gentle curve off to the right. My pliers have started squeaking here, which is kind of irritating. Let me switch to this pair. Just like so. And again, let me just compare. Okay, so I made that a little bit shorter than the first one. Alright, and what you want to have is roughly a 90-degree angle between this space here. And you're going to take about a tip's distance with your chain nose pliers right in this V here, and then you're going to bend each tail off to the side so that they're going roughly horizontally to each other, just like so. And as you can see, we are now making the arms of the cross. So, of course, the arms need to be shorter than the base. So I'm going to grip it about here, and we're going to bring this one over on top. And the reason I took it over on top is because you can see here it went under before, And you want to have both of these two wires on the same level. So you see how if this went underneath, the cross would be more, it just wouldn't lie flat. And correspondingly on this one, we're going to want to go underneath. So let me show you with that. And don't worry that it's a little bit misshapen right now. We're going to fix that. So you can see that it lies flat this way. Just like so. And obviously you want these to be more equal. So you can very easily fix that just by tweaking. Alright, and again, with these, again, we're continuing to work with the tails, and you want to make sure that the tail going up this way is parallel with this portion right here. So basically we're making a little square or diamond shape in the middle of the cross, as you can see here. It'll focus. Just like so. And let me once more see that these are matching up. I suddenly appear to have gone all Butterfingers. It happens. Okay. I think my arms are still a little bit too short here, so I'm just going to fix that up real quick. And hopefully seeing some of the process of how I just adjust and fix things is helpful for you guys too. And you don't get tired of watching me fiddle endlessly. So there we have it. And of course, finally, we're going to make the top portion of the cross. So once again, we're going to bend these gently to each side. And you want them to be symmetrical and meet in the center line of the cross. And now, if we again refer to our finished piece, you can see that we have added a crystal, or whatever small 4mm bead you want to, on top of one of these two tails. So what you're going to do is take the longer tail, and we're going to bend that straight up. And again, you want it to be going up the center line of the cross. And again, I forgot to mention, you want the top portion to be roughly the same size as the two arms. And of course the bottom to be slightly longer. And then we're going to grip the shorter tail here. We're going to bend that one straight to the side. Just like so. And now what we're going to do is wrap the shorter tail around the longer one that's going straight up. So I'm going to grip it right here, my chain nose pliers, and you want to be sure that, like, don't grip it back here, because when you go to wrap it, you're going to make this top part smaller. So you want to be sure that you go the whole distance up to the bend here. So I'm going to be gripping it right here. And then we're just going to wrap this over and around. And once you get it started, you can go ahead and squeeze it shut. And I'm just going to continue twisting this tail around here. Let me check that I haven't misshaped the cross as I go. It still looks good. So this last little bit I'm going to continue wrapping around here. And if you used the longer length of wire to give yourself more leeway, you would just go ahead and wrap it around so that there were 2 full wraps on the front, and then go ahead and trim it off and just do the same thing that I just did, snugging down the last little bit at the end there. So there we go, we have our cross done basically, and if you wanted to leave off the bead, you could just go ahead and make a loop with this last bit, small little loop, but I like to add the bead on. So very simply, we're going to slide this onto our end, and then we're going to make that little loop I was talking about right above the bead. And it does look good to have a fairly small one right there, and you want it to be, again, just right above the bead. So how we're going to do that is make sure that we have a sharp bend in the wire as soon as it comes out of the bead, going off to one side. And our bead got a little bit crooked here. And then we're going to switch to our round nose pliers. And you're going to make a very tight loop. Just like so. And we're going to trim off the excess. And then again, going back to my chain nose, I'm going to flatten that on down. Oops. And we're going to make sure that it's closed up nice and snug. And that everything is in a straight line. And I think that looks good. Let me go ahead and compare it to the first one we made, or rather that I made before you guys joined me. And you can see they are the same size. And to finish this off, all you need to do is take an ear wire of your choice. I'm using French hook ear wires here. And you're going to put it on your ear wire so that the front part with those 2 wraps is towards the front of your earring, because you don't want the end, or the back with that loose end there, to be showing up on the front. Just doesn't look as good. And we go ahead and close that shut. And there we go. So that is one very easy way to do a Celtic cross design. So hopefully you enjoy these little earrings, and I hope this tutorial was understandable and helpful for you. If you have a few moments, please do check out my Etsy shop and Facebook page. The links are in the description below. That would be lovely if you took the time to do that. And as always, thanks for watching, and happy crafting!